Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? We have for you a couple of clips to watch which highlight the inherent absurdity and evilness of, I'm afraid to say, the left. Okay, now the people who often wax lyrical about disinformation, misinformation, conspiracy theories, as you probably already aware, are usually the people who engage in that the most. I'm talking about left-wing influencers, the mainstream media in particular, the Democrat Party, or just left globalists in general, right? Globalists in general. Now, have you noticed that the people who claim that they are against all of this stuff are always the ones that are claiming that the Canadian truckers or Trump supporters or British conservatives or Australian freedom protesters and so on and so on and so on. They'll always claim that this person did this or that group believes that. They'll show you no evidence. And then 2 days later, they'll have like one highly suspect image or a video clip of someone nobody knows, nobody invited to the protest, and they are like dressed in head to toe of like a caricature of a white supreme, yeah? It's a false flag, right? This is another one. Wait until you see this, right? At no point did any of the Canadian truckers at all suggest that they want some sort of ethnic conflict. In fact, we actually saw clips from the truckers. You had Sikhs there, you had Romanians there, you had all kinds of people from different backgrounds. Do these people, the journalists, the experts, who claim to be so against misinformation, yeah? Did any of them actually take that on board? No. The people who claim they are thoroughly against misinformation are the ones who are spreading it. The people who claim to be thoroughly against disinformation are the ones who are spreading it. The people who claim to be thoroughly against conspiracy theories are the ones who are spreading them, yeah? So let's get into this video. I've got two clips to watch. This is just the worst, most disgusting smearing of the Canadian truckers I've ever seen in my life. And then we've got a second clip after that, where actually legal professionals are actually calling out Justin Trudeau for the absurd response and the totalitarianism, the tyranny that has came to Canada of all countries. So we'll get into the video. If you have any though, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell and share the video around social media, Twitter, Facebook and the like. That will help us hopefully stay competitive with the fake news mainstream media, for example, who get propped up on social media and YouTube platforms and the like. Also have a membership scheme. You can join that if you want. I have 9 amazing, beautiful members who honour and humble me, that they actually value my content as much as they do and my commentary. And you could be member 10 if you so choose, but you don't have to. Okay, let's go.
This is really an analog to this current debate. Whether the invocation of this Emergencies Act is another form of unreasonable and therefore imposition of limits on our Charter of Freedoms. Yes, in my opinion, it does meet that test for proportionality and reasonableness as set out so clearly in the Oakes test by the Supreme Court of Canada. Specific to the invocation of the Emergencies Act, I am convinced by the evidence that these protests move beyond peaceful assembly and the open
You know, so she puts peaceful assembly in quotation marks. These people are unbelievable. She's not even reading her own words. She's just reading something else. These are the people who run your country. They have no brain. Their brain has been replaced with like some sort of microchip. So long as they're getting paid, and this is a problem I find in the West quite a bit actually. So long as you're getting paid, you don't care. Whether you're a police officer, whatever it is. So long as that money is coming in, you don't care. It's only conservatives that put their necks on the line. This woman would never risk anything for anyone. Yeah?
Demonstrations of citizens has been unfortunately hijacked by radical elements that have been using these demonstrations and continue to use fomenting the movement to ferment, infiltrate, spread, and move into areas that are potentially far more sinister.
Potentially this, potentially that. What are you talking about? What are these insidious groups? You claim to be so against misinformation, disinformation, conspiracy theories, and the rest of it. Where is this proof? Because the truckers themselves, who, by the way, and this is the thing with globalist politicians, they've been in the swamp for so long, they don't understand that actual human beings can make their own decisions, and you can't really blame them for that, because they live in the left-wing echo chamber, and they see how easy it is for left-wing people to be riled up, and left-wing people to, for example, if they say that person over there is a conspiracy theorist, all of the left-wingers will go, yes, conspiracy theory. Nobody will question it, and that leads these people into a worldview where they think all people are like that, like nobody has pattern recognition or a long-term memory or critical thinking skills and so on. So she provides no proof of this. Not only that, she doesn't lose a wink of sleep over the fact that plenty of us have seen the footage of the Sikhs, the Romanians, the truckers themselves. We don't need this woman to tell us what the truckers were protesting for. We can listen to them. I would rather listen to them than to you telling me what they really think. And you provide no proof of it at all. No proof. It's just, we need this power, we're going to make it permanent because the evidence, which they never show you, the evidence says the moon is made of cheese, so we're going to do this. And they'll never show you. If you ask for the evidence, you get silenced. My Google account got hacked yesterday. Right? I've been very critical of the response and the knee-jerk reaction against the truckers on social media. I've been very, very critical. And all of a sudden, my Google account gets hacked. Luckily, I managed to fix it. I've got a lot of security in place. I managed to fix it, but it could be a coincidence. People get hacked every day. I don't know. But a lot of people have had their personal information dumped online. A lot of people have had their bank accounts frozen. How extreme can you talk about extremists, right? The government say, the truckers are... How extreme is that action? And freezing their bank accounts. Wasn't you the ones who bent the knee to BLM when they were ripping down entire city blocks? Right? They get money. They had GoFundMes and everything. So they get rewarded for doing that. The truckers get punished for having a peaceful protest.
To extrapolate outwards from what we have seen in these past weeks, by which I refer to the border blockades and deliberate crippling of infrastructure, to weapon seizures and conspiracy to commit murder charges.
All rubbish. These so-called weapon seizures. If you're talking about the handgun, that was clearly dropped by an officer. That was dropped by someone. It wasn't a trucker. I mean, do you think truckers... Do you think they're going to throw their lives away by shooting someone? What do you think? This is what I'm saying, right? These people who want to tell you what the truckers are and what they represent and what they did, they don't even know it themselves. But what's more is they don't know that you do know. This is why the media and the so-called elites, they're genuinely perplexed as to why no one trusts them and no one believes anything they say. It's because they're trying to tell you a reality that is a lie when you know the truth. For example, the truckers, as I just said, you know the truth. She wants to tell you that the truth is a lie, and she's going to tell you instead what your own eyes saw. Yeah?
In Coutts, Alberta, to the occupation and siege of Ottawa. The documented organizational involvement of
So we keep getting these words: documented, evidence, proof. Yet we see none of it. They do this on purpose. Now I've said it, if you didn't recognise it already, because you probably did, because all Conservatives have pattern recognition. If you didn't recognise it already, remember that now. It's not just with the Trudeau regime, it's with Biden, his regime, and all just globalists in general, left-wing people in general. They'll repeatedly use words like evidence, proof, disinformation, conspiracy theory, misinformation. Yet they never show you it, but they keep saying it enough, hoping that if they use the word evidence enough in one sentence, you'll just click and go, oh, okay then.
And former military, police, as well as individuals known to have deep connections to extremist groups, publicly proclaiming.
Who are these people? Tell us. What groups? Tell us. What are you defining as extreme? Tell us. Why on earth would anyone just take your word for it when their eyes and ears have seen the opposite of what you claim?
That they want a racial war.
So the people who had Sikhs out there, they were eating the food of the Sikhs. The people who have Romanian truckers, there's all different nationalities there. They apparently want a quote-unquote R war. Yeah? The R-word war. Based on what? Show us. Couldn't you even take the time to create like a little crappy false flag thing? I mean, you honestly just think we're going to take your word for it? Erase. So the people who are protesting against forced mandates, which all of the other territories in Canada dropped, you turn that... You're the extreme one. If you go from that to race war, you're the extreme one. Not them, you. But good luck to anyone telling her this. You're wasting your breath. You are wasting... See, if you tried to show her the clip of the Sikhs, she wouldn't watch it. Oh no, I'm not watching that. That came from Fox News. And she'd only trust it if it came from CNN, you'd see, because that's what leftists do. But, you know as well as I do, CNN would never play that clip. That's the circle. That's the circle of legitimate misinformation. So the champion of trying to find the misinformation, this woman here, is the biggest purveyor of it herself. So, it's ridiculous, isn't it? So we'll end with this clip. This is a clip of a legal expert, a professional, I don't know the word expert, legal professional in Canada who is explaining why Trudeau's actions are... It's a complete... The word unwarranted isn't strong enough. That's the word I was going to use, unwarranted, but it's too much, isn't it? Too much. And you know Trudeau, he won't be brought to justice. Not just him, but his whole regime. Yeah, they'll profit. They'll continue to thrive. You'll continue to suffer.
You're in a humanitarian capacity, so I am about to release a message.
So she said she's here in a humanitarian capacity. I'm not sure if you heard that. I did turn the thing up, but someone in the audience tutted like, you know. You see what I mean? It's all... Everything with left-wing people is fake. It's all fake.
The local police office and enforcement here in Ottawa. Right now, you have it within you, in your own discretion, to change the future of the entire world. Every one of you, as individuals and individual capacity as a human being, cannot deny how proud you are of these people that stand here in Parliament, because these are your people. You are so much more than the uniforms you wear. You are fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, brothers, and sisters.
Listen, stop. If I was there, I'd tell you, look, stop. I know what you're doing, but they're just going to laugh at you. Like I said, you already heard one going like that. You say they're so much more than the uniform. You're telling them that. They don't think that. They're happy being just the uniform that gets to bash people. We saw you remember those leaked text messages? They said that they were laughing and joking on it was a social media, I think it was WhatsApp, like a group chat between some of the officers in Ottawa, and they were laughing about crushing people under their jackboots. And I'm using their phrase. That isn't my phrase. That was a phrase that they use. Quote, crush them under our jackboots. End quote. Those are the people this lady's talking to. This is what I keep saying, like with conservatives who, like, for example, the truckers. And other times, I've noticed the conservatives will often stand there, put their hand on their chest and start singing the national anthem of whichever country. Yeah, it optically looks good, but the people, have you ever seen that tactic to work? Have the thugs in uniform ever stopped and gone, oh, no, they're singing the national anthem, we better stop? They don't care. The more that they see you in distress, it seems to make them happier. And that's an evil person. If you're that type of person, you're evil.
To us all. Are you going to be able to live with yourself if you choose to follow the dictates of a corrupt and criminal, unlawful government who has displayed no respect for law, humanity, or life itself? Or are you going to be the heroes that we believe you really are? Are you going to take a chance on us and allow us, your people, the opportunity to serve and protect the freedoms of your family and your children's families?
No, and why should you? Why should you give to them when they only take from you?
It is the love of our great nation that has brought us here, and together we stand in the face of unbelievable adversary.
Sorry to keep interrupting. I know someone in the comments and the other video said he doesn't like it when I keep doing that, but it's just, it irritates me that you're trying to apply a conservative mindset to a group of people, in this case the Ottawa police, who are just tools. So long as they're getting paid, you'll hear them themselves. They say, look, I'm just doing my job. Just following orders. This type of stuff just makes them laugh. They just find it, oh, you know. As I said in the beginning, someone tutted. Humanitarian, Who would ever do something like that? A humanitarian, That should immediately tell you the type of people you're dealing with. Just...
With great courage and standing strong, we will peacefully, in unity, through courage, love, overcome these challenges.
And again, sorry, someone just laughed. I hope my sound system's picking it up. Someone's laughing. They just find it amusing.
Presented by a tyrannical government that has created consistent divide. I am one Canadian amongst an entire world that can evolve into unified together as one, restoring democracy, freedom, and the rule of law. Please, for the love of God, for the love of each other, and for the love of our children, stand with us. This is our message to the law enforcement that's present here in Ottawa. We are appealing to you now because every day there are new challenges that we face, and every day our movement grows and we unify. So we are officially asking the law enforcement and every police presence in Ottawa to stand with the people, because we are here standing for you.
And how well did that go? How well did it go? Did they listen to you? Did they give you a shred of the compassion, love and decency you're giving to them? Look how many people have said thank you for your service to police officers, to army veterans. Do they ever give it back to you? Do they? Do they ever thank you? They don't, do they? Unbelievable, isn't it? I wonder how that went. So we've got the Conservative asking the left-wing thugs in uniform, stand with us, you know, show us some of the love that we've shown you and support we've always had for the Ottawa police. And in return, in their message groups, they say we're going to crush you under our jack boots. Not my phrase, I'm quoting them themselves. I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.